guys, this is a big moment for me, and I'd like to share this with you. So now, to make it official, I present to you the Tonight Show marquee. Here we go. Let's light it up, boys. 3, 2, 1. Let's start the show.
Say, how you doing today? How are you doing today? I am your favorite rapper, the best film writer and director in St. Louis, Facts, award-winning published author, actor, journalist, actor, business owner, nominated Hollywood music artist, #1 bestseller, battle rapper, Service of the Year recipient, Lacey G. Soldier Turner. And this is UnCensor The Conversation Podcast. We are live right now. We are on Facebook. We are on YouTube. We are on Instagram. But if you do not catch us today, you can catch us tomorrow on wherever you listen to your podcast. That's iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, Pornhub, OnlyFans, all that type of stuff. You already know. So I don't know if we ought to always tell you, but look, we might be. But we better get into another crazy show. So first up, we got radio personality and among many other things, Miss Busy Boss in the building.
Baby, you need to get well. You sound horrible. Happy Monday, everybody. Of course, let's have a great show. That part.
All right. And then we got my boy, y'all already know, Gateway Louie in the building.
What it do, man? It's Gateway Louie, man. Let's have a good show, man. I appreciate y'all for turning up last night for 420 and Cowboy, for sure.
All right, and then we got my boy, you know what I'm saying? You can't forget the 3. We got Tone Bone in the building. We can't hear you, Tone.
Oh, shit. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What's up, people? How y'all doing tonight? Y'all missed me last week. I missed y'all. I swear I was going to be here. But I closed my eyes for a second and wound up being all night.
This nigga did David Ruffin and the Temptation.
The true David Ruffin. I told y'all I'm David.
Conversation.
Yeah.
All right. Then we got Backstory Ricky in the building.
Hey, good people of the world. Monday, let's get it.
All right. Then we got less subscriber Tara Michelle.
That's why you couldn't get it out, because you're lying. Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy beginning of your week. I hope we have a great show, but some of these questions be trash. But all right, let's do it.
Hooray.
Why you always late now? You used to be early and on time.
Damn.
Then we got my boy in the building, KJ. People hate KJ when he in the building.
What's going on, everybody? I want to reach my hand in Tarek background and grab a bottle or something back there.
All of these are feminine fragrances, so they wouldn't work for you.
Fragrances? I thought it was liquor.
Yeah, a bunch of lushes on this show. I
Man, I thought you had
reach back there and grab
a man strap on over there.
No.
All right, first topic, guys. Said if you had to choose a different job, what would make you the happiest?
Being an escort.
Tone Bone, go ahead.
Being an escort.
Oh my God, Lord Jesus.
Yeah, no. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back, Tone Ruffin.
Well, on a serious side, a job that I can switch and then make me happy. Probably like anything that I can make 100,000 in like a week. Like a millionaire job, whatever the fuck they do. There's a lot of things you could do to be one. So I want to be one of them.
Drug lord.
Nah, you ain't them niggas that be on like Wall Street and shit. They be straight making bread, bro. Like for real, I want to be one of them niggas.
All right, Louis.
I would say any line of work where you can like help people change their life and get paid for it. You know what I'm saying? Where you can like actually have a purpose. Like maybe like motivation speaking or something like that, where you can have purpose and at the same time you can get financial, you know, and take care of your family and, you know, whatever else responsibilities you got. You know what I mean?
Like that. Yes, Tara.
I brought this one out, man.
A writer. I would love to be able to write full time and be able to sit back with an advance big enough to where I don't have to do anything but sit by the beach and just write all day.
Stephen King.
Nah, I'm much better than that.
Ooh, I want to be like Alfred Hitchcock.
Don't disrespect Stephen like that.
Who raised this?
I mean, he doesn't do it for me. Like, give me J.K. Rowling. I want to become a billionaire off my stuff. Let me create a fantasy world that even adults can't escape.
Right,
Then you in the wrong world.
Walt Disney
You
got
calling the
some
wrong people. You need to get Jerry Bruckheimer, whatever fuck his name is.
Nah,
He the one with the money.
Walt Disney.
I like it.
Walt Disney.
The highest paid author ever is J.K. Rowling for Harry Potter.
Jerry, he got the money. He on every show you can think of.
I don't know who the hell Jerry
Man,
is.
Walt Disney owned Marvel, cuz.
He also dead, cuz.
Stacey. We can't hear you.
I would probably be a pastor of a church. I own multiple churches.
Okay, so we get over. Hey, Ricky.
That part.
I don't know, because I love what I do. I love helping people. Like, that's always been my passion. I just love helping people. So I probably wouldn't pick a different career because I love what I do now. Unfortunately.
That makes you the happiest.
It does. Even if I didn't get paid to do what I do, I would still help people because it's just who I am.
All right. KJ, Ricky said she would still play with wee wees. KJ, what about you?
First off, I have not been doing it. I stopped doing wee wees in July of last year. Catch up.
Man, that's such a
Hey, stop doing wee wees. Crazy.
I stopped working in urology July of last year.
Well, man, go ahead, KJ.
You know, I think everybody hit on something. You know, there a lot of people talk about money. You know, they want a job with good money, and the older I get, the more I reflect on why I want the money. You know, the need behind the need. You know, and a lot of times I try to question myself: what would I do if money wasn't an issue? You know, because a lot of times we want money because we think money's gonna give us respect, and so we really just want respect. Or maybe you grew up and you didn't have something, you know, you was impoverished, so you want to have some financial stability is really what you want. You know, you don't really want to be rich. And I'm at a point like right now in my life, I'm probably not going to be a millionaire. You know, if it fall in my lap, yeah. But I make enough money right now, I can maintain. I'm not chasing that money. You know, I'm more like what Louis was kind of saying, you know, what can I do to impact some people? What can I do to make something flourish? How can I impact somebody else the way maybe other people impacted me early on in my life when I was jacked up? So, you know,
So what job would you pick?
Huh?
What job would you pick?
I would be a teacher. I like when I was a teacher. You know, teacher, mentor. We got a lot of young men out here that can use guidance, and women. You know, people that you know, we don't have the family structure to teach us generational information. You know, so.
All right. I see your cat behind you. I see your cat.
Yeah, that's Butters.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you got a cat and a dog.
Well, actually, this is my daughter's cat. Was supposed to stay with me for about 3 weeks while she moved about 3 years ago.
3 years ago. So she's still there. All right. Next time it said if you broke up with a current mate, how long would it take you to move on, Tara?
I think shut up. I don't know that I would ever want to do another relationship again. I think when I think about how much I've changed and evolved as a human and as a woman, the shit I've experienced and learned and the growth and the evolution, I don't think there's another man who could come close to opening me up like that, to explaining things to me, to teaching me. I don't think that kind of trust will come again for me. I can't imagine another man touching me. Like, you don't know my body. Like, and then for me, it's like the next, if that ends, then the next best thing I could ever have is the second best. Like, for me, I don't think it would be a move on in relationship terms. It'll probably take a year or two to get my fucking head and my spirit right. Especially depending on what happened. Did he pass away? Was he abducted by aliens? Did we break up? Like, it's a lot of shit to it. But at 44 years old and then finding something like this at this point in my life, I don't think I'd ever do it again if it's not him. I don't want.
Right,
That was so cute,
Ricky.
Tara.
Yeah, Ricky.
Tara, that was cute. But I
Thank
just saw a
you.
TikTok or a little reel or something that said it only take 30 days. Just want to throw that
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
You a mess. You a mess.
Hey, Ricky,
Not-
put your nipple up.
What?
Not just
My nipple not even remotely close.
What the hell? Respect now. Okay.
Who
Okay,
raised
so
this?
let's keep going. That was weird. Yeah. No, for real. It said it only take 30 days because you really don't. You just miss them being there. So like you still here, but they say it take 30 days to learn a new habit. So you take that
Oh my
30
God.
days and you get over that person. 30 days. But if we talking in nigga terms, when they say we broke up, it's somebody else on the other line.
Oh, dang.
I want to say y'all. That's who that is. But salute to you.
What? How that saying go though? For real though, how that saying go? They always know who next or some shit like that. How it go? Y'all help me out.
I don't know, because I don't talk like that.
You know what the damn saying is.
That's that
I ain't
hood.
never heard nobody say no shit like that.
Just that hood. This.
Y'all know
Right.
what this is. They talking about some female always know who next, even if she don't act on it or some shit. Y'all know, quit playing stupid. Know what the hell it is.
Nope.
All right, go ahead, Stacey.
The next fucking day, because life is too fucking short. That part.
All right, Louis.
Honestly, I don't even think like that. I think just that whole date, you, me, we do that. That's, to me, that's kiddie. All that stuff is kiddish. I feel like you shouldn't even be looking for that. You should just be looking to get to know a person and vibe with a person, just on some cool stuff, and just allow whatever's gonna transition and transpire, you allow it to just happen naturally. I think that a lot of times when you're looking for something, you can find whatever you're looking for that moment, and then till it disappears, till that person stop, feeding off until whatever you felt that you needed to get what they was gonna get, and then till that get played out, then you ain't happy no more, and then you go through the same process all over again. I feel like that you need to take the time and just get yourself together, and it ain't a such date or time unless you was already exited out of that relationship anyway. How can I be in a relationship and be thinking if I get out of this relationship, how long it's gonna take me to move on, unless I was already not invested wholeheartedly into that? And then if I'm really invested into that, I'm not gonna even want to be thinking about I'm finna next person. I'm not gonna even want to be involved in a relationship. For real. I'm gonna be cool on that. You had to jump through a whole lot of hula hoops to make me feel like that you was that, because I probably went through so much with the person that I was with that I know it take time to really prove like who you really are. So
That part. Absolutely.
Facts. Talking about
I refuse to answer this question on the grounds
I might incriminate myself.
that part.
Play
Get
it
out.
safe, friend. Play it safe.
Yeah, I got a plan.
Hey,
Say, tell
Jay.
it what it is, shit, and what it ain't. That part.
Hey, this is a good one, because there is no set time. Because and I say that because most of the time when you're with somebody, you kind of subconsciously brainwashing yourself that they the person for you. And for you to actually move on to another person with good intent, you got to unbrainwash yourself about that person.
That sounds so negative. Brainwashing. That's terrible.
I mean, because that's what you do. The person you with right now, that's why as men, because we talk about that with men. When we date a woman, we bringing you in like that new super employee that's gonna make our business better, and we're gonna grow together. And we put y'all on a pedestal sometimes more than y'all just and undeservingly, like I say, y'all can be human. That's why it hurt us so much when y'all do little stuff, because we create this image of y'all, and in our brain we done convinced ourselves that because you're that special part of us. And when that fails, it takes a minute for us to unwind that. And you do got to brainwash yourself, like, hey, it's times I looked in the mirror and been like, that bitch ain't shit. That bitch ain't shit. That bitch ain't shit. Every time I think about it, fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. You fucked up. You fucked up. You fucked up. You gotta the same way you put it in your head. You gotta take it out. And that's when you can date somebody safely. If you just talking about how long it take you to have sex with somebody, that could be the next day. But to have a bond with somebody, and so you're not like Tara. Tara right now, like, I don't even want to do it again. I don't even want to try love because can't nobody else. She convinced herself can't nobody else do what he did.
He convinced me, and I believe him. I ain't had to brainwash myself. I went willingly down that hole. Thank you.
So, but I just want to remind you, you felt that way at 16 too over your first boyfriend. You felt that way.
What?
You felt that way at 16 at the first breakup. You thought that was the person. At 18, you thought that was the person. So you got to learn how to get your mind right. And I'll stop there. It ain't a bad thing. It's just kind of how we operate.
Yeah.
Okay, then. All right, man. Next time, say, what's another way to contact somebody when they have blocked you on everything? Just asking for a friend.
Oh my God! Wow.
Listen, I can't help you with this because I'm never that person. People, I can't tell you how to contact somebody because listen, I be done before people realize that I'm done. Listen, if they didn't block you, please move on because that's stalker behavior. And at our age, you not have the time on your hands to be stalking nobody trying to figure out how to reach them. But in retrospect, just send them a Cash App request or some money. They always respond to that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this question is crazy.
There is an app for that. You can just keep on, I'm not going to be telling y'all. My kids told me this. My 20-year-old told me this, but I got that on my hands. Look, adult it. Move on. Go be in step with mama now.
So the last topic, Teresa said, this is super subjective. Depends on how it ends and who it was. Also, how long did you stay while mentally moving on before it ended? Just whenever you're ready. And Tiffany said, people can commit themselves to folks that they don't even know. All right, Tara, what about your answer for this topic?
Bruh, yeah, I'm with Ricky 100%. If somebody has blocked you on everything, that means you did something to them so heinous they don't want to talk to you. Respect them, respect their privacy, respect their right to not have your toxic ass in their life, and move on, please and thank you.
Louis.
Yeah, I really don't do all the blocking stuff. Like I'm a man, so if I feel like I can't communicate with you, I'm gonna just tell you. And then if you keep calling me, then I'm gonna make you stop calling me by saying some things you probably don't want to hear. But for somebody else that I would say the person, right, he probably in love or something. I'm just saying a dude, right, probably in love with the girl and something he kept calling or whatever, he messed up, whatever. But sometimes you gotta just, and it's understandable. Sometimes you just be caught up like that, I don't want to make everybody feel unhuman because you can be in love with a person. You could be messed up and you can really be trying to reach out to a person. And you feel like that's how you gonna heal, is having that closure and that communication with that individual and they shut off that line of communication. But what I would say is, time, you got to give it, sometimes you have to give it time. You can't like play yourself out to be no clown or no goofy, because you and your feelings right now. You know what I'm saying? You gotta just allow it to breathe, give it some time, let a motherfucker think about it, let them compartmentalize how they feel about whatever that was that you demonstrated. And then, you know, then try to reapproach the situation, you know, and maybe you can get some better results if, you know, but if you keep on pressing it and she just block you on everything, you probably over with. So you might want to just pump your brakes before you even get to that point. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Tom.
I don't know if I ever been blocked on everything. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know. Send a bitch a cash app.
Right.
All right,
Bitch, like Ricky
That's
said,
how
bitch, I
y'all
slide.
cure stuff. Somebody send me a cash app. Shit.
Hey, Tiffany
I
said,
miss you, baby.
that
Send a bitch
many men say they are in love while many women are in business.
Ooh.
What's up, sis? How you doing?
Oh,
Hey, on my
who
mom,
said
that's why
that?
you can't. Hey, for real. Hey, see,
Lord.
that's why boy, look.
Who turned it?
Stacy.
I guess we was waiting for him to complete his statements or whatever. So I don't know. My niece just recently went through some craziness and she was doing like Google numbers. But for me, I don't know why. And she's 19. These young people, I don't know what the hell. I've tried to tell her. But for me, so I had a guy who, yeah, he kept coming, bringing roses and things to where I had to do a restraining order though. So it was craziness. I guess he thought he was gonna get unblocked by trying to come to my house and bring flowers and things, but nope, it didn't work in his favor. That part.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
KJ,
You don't come to nobody's house now.
Tiffany had said, "Hey sis." Hey KJ.
I'm trying to think. Somebody always mentioned, you know, you hear about people say they send somebody a dollar on Cash App and be like, hey, or something like that.
Big head.
I don't know how they stalking lately. I didn't, you know, I done became, you know, when I was younger, you know, you thought maybe, you know, well, if you show them that you really care or something like that, then they might want you back, you know, but, you know, after like 30, I just started being like, if you trying to be with me, we're going to be together. You ain't, you know, you ain't trying, I ain't
No,
trying.
that's right. I know that's right.
You ain't making an effort. Okay, I ain't making an
That's
effort.
facts.
It's a maturity thing.
It's a two-way street.
Because you learn, like you say, because if somebody don't like you, they don't like you. Period. Ain't nothing you can do. You can have somebody like you, and they could have been the best person in the world, but if you don't feel them that way, it means nothing.
Indeed, indubitably. All right, man. We go to this next topic. So, y'all already heard the Carmelo Anthony story. So,
Nah, what's the story?
somebody, Tara, break it down for me. You know how to articulate it real quick.
Carmelo Anthony was a young boy who had been being bullied by a bunch of white boys, specifically these two twins. He killed one of the twins, Austin, and now, you know, it's all kind of death threats against him, his family, and all kinds of stuff. And they ain't been to court yet. So,
Yeah,
Hold
on. Carmelo Anthony.
yeah.
this little boy's name is Carmelo Anthony, but it ain't that Carmelo Anthony. It's a little boy named Carmelo Anthony.
But I got a video to show y'all, so get y'all thoughts on this video.
Because Black conservative Rob Smith would issue an apology. Because Black conservative Rob Smith would issue an apology to the Metcalf family on behalf of the Black community.
On behalf of the Black community, I would like to apologize to the parents of Austin Metcalf for making a hero out of the young man that killed your son. I apologize that there are so few fathers around and so few male figures around to teach the Black community about emotional discipline, about what's right from wrong, about emotional regulation, about not making a hero out of a thug and a criminal. I apologize on behalf of the Black community because they are the ones that are raising money for your son's killer. They are the ones that are funding this new lavish lifestyle that your son's killer is living. So for what you are seeing on social media, for what you will continue to see for the next few months, I apologize to you on behalf of the Black community.
Now, Smith is a known gay Black conservative, known for his right-wing views and opinions that often disparage and provoke the Black community, much like his apology. But because Smith's apology on behalf of the Black community came first, one can assume Johnson was indirectly referring to Smith. Of course, Smith's apology wasn't received well, as many Black social media users would say Smith doesn't speak or represent the Black community to apologize for them in the first place. One social media user would tell Smith, "You don't speak for me or the Black community." Another social media user would point out Smith's word choice while apologizing to Metcalf's family. He wrote, "If you're going to make an apology on behalf of someone, you should start saying we, not they, sir." Court.
How do you know he was wrong? You wasn't there. You didn't stand in defense of none of our slain when the police took their lives. You didn't speak up for Trayvon. You didn't speak up for Sonia Massey. You didn't speak up for Sonia Bland or Amir Locke or Dante or Philando Castile or Freddie Gray. You didn't speak up for Breonna Taylor, but you're going to get on the internet and speak up for Caucasian Nation? To every Negro apologizing to Caucasian Nation and publicly convicting our brother Carmelo Anthony in the court of public opinion before he has had his day in court, shame on you Negroes. Shame on every coon. Shame on every Negro pen talking about he had a knife. You damn right. If you're a Black man living in America, you better be walking around with a weapon talking about he had a knife. You got white boys riding around with guns and y'all crying about a knife.
Johnson.
Oh, I love me some Dr. Umar for that, baby. Oh my God.
I want to jump in
first. Terry, go ahead.
Okay, first of all, I agree 100% with everything that man said. Dr. Umar, that coon, that's what I was gonna call him. That dude hates Black people. That's exactly why he separated himself from us when he said they. He wasn't including himself. He is not Black. He might have DNA from people who were African American or were African, but he is as white as he want to be in his heart and his soul. He disrespected us in every single way in that so-called apology on behalf of somebody. You're not of us. You're not like us. You talked about fathers being missing. You just went in on a whole people that you're supposed to be apologizing on behalf of, that you don't recognize yourself as a part of, in order to turn this young man down. Self-defense is a thing. Consistent bullying at the group of 4 or 5 of them. You know what I'm saying? And do we wish that the little boy wouldn't have died and instead would have been expelled from school and something would have been done before Carmelo felt the need to protect himself? Sure. But the school failed him. Austin and his brother's parents failed them because he didn't teach them little hellions, they're the thugs, to not be that way. So this dude was so trifling. Dr. Umar was 100% correct.
All right, I'm gonna let you go, KJ. Let me read this comment. Blue said somebody need to smoke his ass. We don't need no more Uncle Ruckus. He said he looked like old boy that followed Diamond home and plays club. He said, Tiffany said, how about teaching children not to be bullies? It's funny how people are mad because someone finally snapped and the person lost his life over his negative behavior. Go ahead, KJ.
Yeah, I think in St. Louis True talking about something. I've really been following this. And these type of things I really follow all the time because there's a hypocrisy when it comes to, when it's Black children that defend themselves in situations. It's a hypocrisy that they're charging him with first-degree murder. I can see if it was self-defense. What happened to stand your ground? Every white people can stand their ground and use that as a justification, but not that he used it. And there's some additional videos that have come out. The ones about the boys, the 2 young men that were troublemakers that people knew about. And I got to say this too. The father has a video where he is checking somebody from the Proud Boys saying, leave my son's name out of this. This is not a black and white issue. I don't want you to talk about it. He even sent the Black man to the Proud Boy. One of the Proud Boys was having this interview where he was trying to get the dad to be like Kyle Rittenhouse and come on, we're going to protest against this black boy killing our white children. And the dad says, I listen to you, now I want you to listen to me. Leave my son name out your fucking mouth. This is the dad of one of the Metcalf boys. So there's some lightness with some white people that see that this is not some black and white issue, you know, and it's funny, Kyle Rittenhouse, they raised millions of dollars for this young white boy, 18, who went 3 states away, walked around in a black neighborhood with an AR-15, shot 3 people doing a riot. White people raised millions of dollars. Not only was he found not guilty, he got a trip to the White House, pictures with Trump. He's doing speaking engagements. But when we do it for a young black man that we want to support, you know, like I saw there was one rapper donated $200,000 to his defense. You know, now that we're doing that, it's a problem. And there's a hypocrisy going on in America. There's an extreme race component that's trying to be triggered. And I want to publicly applaud the father of the young white boy that was killed, who said, I don't want this to turn to some racial, it's not that. You know, it's unfortunate that he got killed. Like you said, it was a cleat sharpener. It wasn't like he was walking around with a switchblade knife and pulled out a switchblade, you know, or walking around with a hatchet. You know, so let's have that same compassion for all American young men as we move forward. So I'll stop.
All right. Blue said it wasn't a knife, it was a cleat sharpener. Go ahead, Ricky.
I've been seeing so much stuff about this, it's not even funny. So y'all know I went down a rabbit hole. First off, them folks of color don't even have access to the funds that was raised. So let's start there. So he ain't living no lavish lifestyle off no fucking fundraised money that he can't even get. Now, on the other hand, they have access to the money for the little other one. I'm not going to call names, but for the little other one. But I just hate the false narrative that people are posting and sharing all of this young boy's information and putting his family at risk and all of this all over fucking bullies. Teach your kids to keep their hands to themselves. Teach your kids to leave people the fuck alone. You don't know what kind of day somebody is having. You don't know what's going to make somebody go over the edge. This is for any parent that's out there and their kids are fucking bullies. And I hate that people stand around and watch them. Stop fucking just recording and do something to help. That shit is more sickening than anything. Just so you can be like world star, like what the fuck are we doing as people? Like teach your kids to do better. And I'm not saying put yourself in danger, but do something to diffuse the fucking situation before it gets there. The white entitlement is real. There was no reason for you to come over here fucking with somebody. You don't know what's going on. This shit is beyond me, so fucking far beyond me, and it bloods my blood is boiling from this. I'm so tired of seeing this. Unfortunately, a young kid lost his life. I have a son. He's 5, sweet as pie. I would hate for something like this to happen because he's sweet, but he also has that side where he can snap at any given moment because you fucking with him. And this is unfortunate. And he's talking about fucking emotional maturity. Like, bro, hey, look, bro, go suck a dick with your little weak ass.
All right. Dada said, this was to you, KJ. She said, sickening. You are so correct. Tiffany said, America is showing who they have been as a corporation all along. There has always been a separation of what we call race here. We aren't equal. It is an illusion. All right, Tom Bone, go ahead.
There's a lot to be said, but like, we know how shit is, right? So it's like, it's unfortunate. I hate the way people think. I hate the double standard that come with situations. Like, I hate that it's actually like a bad thing to be a certain color. Like, it's fucking crazy. You know, like when you grow up in life and you realize shit outside of what you know, the shit kind of sad. You hear me? Like, what type of person would just want to like keep a certain, like keep people down? Like what would make you just want to hate people for no reason? You know? I don't know, man. I don't be liking like this stuff make me emotional. I don't really want to talk about this type of shit. Like it's like, cause I feel like I understand the whole everything that everybody's saying, but then it'd be the sad part is like, what the fuck gonna change? You know? Like even though things look different, it ain't shit different. You know? Just crazy.
All right, so I got you all emotional up in this piece, Stacey. Go ahead.
I just wish before people talk that they know the real. You know what I'm saying? Like dude out there talking, he don't even know what really went on before putting that out there. Like, but the thing is, I'm glad that they had a witness and things, so it looks like he should be okay. And I just really hate that happened. But well, Texas is a big stand your ground state or whatever, right? So the thing is, both of the boys tried to get at him, firsthand. They didn't know it was both of them, and he got the one. So yeah, I'm glad that there was a witness that saw it all. And yeah, again, it wasn't a knife, and these people had money before they were even, raising them or whatever. So actually, I have a cousin who lived not too far from them. They live in a nice community, everything. So it is what it is. But people need to know the facts before just putting it out there. That part.
All right, Louis. Louis, you there?
Sound like he over there knocking boots.
Oh my goodness.
Tiffany said, "We'll talk, bro." Louis, I guess he'll be back. Hold on, bring him back. All right, let me go to this another topic. We'll get Louis when he come back.
If someone is unhappy with themselves, he or she will project.
There you go.
What happened?
Nope, stuff still. Louis had came back. But he's spinning, so I got to.
If someone is unhappy with themselves,
there you go, Louis.
Oh, gee.
Yeah.
Go ahead, get your answer to the question.
And what was the question one more time?
Well, your thoughts on that video we watched.
What about the dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, fuck that lame ass nigga. We are uncensored the conversation, right? So
Yes, sir.
Look. I hate lame ass Uncle Tom, boot licking ass niggas like that ain't standing on shit, that ain't never lived the life that we really live for real. Man, like ain't none of this new, ain't none of that stuff new that's going on. It's just a repeat. But until we as a people bring about structure and uniform and back each other and come together and like create an entity that represent us and quit allowing these fake ass motherfuckers like that to just infiltrate and then go back and get these people data to be able to tear us down as a people. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of that going on. And then we got to tighten up too as a people. We got to get our affairs in order, do better getting our affairs in order. You know what I'm saying? That way, they can't have certain things to tear us down. But as far as the little boy though, I feel like he ain't do nothing wrong, man. Hey, listen. I'd rather he lived in his another life, one of our lives being taken, and the family and whoever's representing him got to get some type of structure to get the people involved, like a Mike Brown situation and things, and come together and rally for him. As far as them doing what they do for their people, that's what we supposed to do. Right or wrong, we supposed to ride for our people until we know better. You know what I'm saying? But him being charged and all that, we always guilty to proven innocent. It's the other way around for them. Yeah. We got to stop looking at things like, like we don't know what's going on, like we don't know what's happening. we already know what's happening. We already know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you protecting your people and quit trying to be around them so much. Everybody want to be around these people so much, man. When you see them move around, you know they mean all bad, man. And I'm gonna leave y'all with this too. Everybody trying to wonder why it got to be the way it is, you know. But look at yourself, man. We shine like that's sun radiation that's shining through our hue. You know what I'm saying? So they most definitely gonna hate us. Just look how we move, look how we talk, look how we do things. Look at our culture. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they gonna hate you because you shining with light. So that is what it is, man. We can go on to the next.
Hey, play the video.
If
Fam. Here we
someone
go.
is unhappy with themselves, he or she will project that onto anyone who tries to love them. And in the midst of that, they will destroy their peace because they're not able to find their own peace. So be mindful of who you surround your energy around and be more invested into what they got going on and if they're happy within more than anything. Because that person will try to bring you down because they are already brought down in the head. Just keep that in mind.
Hey, Tobo, go ahead and take that part.
I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't heard shit he said, God.
Who raised this ninja? Who raised them?
What he was talking about.
All right, I'm gonna let somebody go. You can feed off them. Go ahead, Tara.
I definitely agree with this. I do think, and this is for Tone, that you can have people out there when they don't love themselves and they're broken themselves, they can't possibly love you. And even if it's accidentally or on purpose, they can ruin your peace. They can come in and destroy what your happiness because they say hurt people, or they say we hurt the ones that are closest to us. And I'm gonna speak. This. I'm veering off a little bit here, but bear with me, y'all, because I'm seeing this too much, and we see it on social media, but I'm seeing it in real life. We gotta stop making our mate the ops. You gotta stop acting like when your mate makes a mistake or y'all in the middle of communicating. Because see, what we'll do is we'll start to blame them for everything. And sometimes you don't see their growth, you don't see them evolve, and you don't see the effort they put in. A person could be answering a question the exact same way you are, but you're so ready to respond in anger because they did something a year ago because you won't let any of that go. You're judgmental, you're self-righteous. And now they're bad. It's like this person that you're with is not good enough for you anymore, especially when you have somebody that comes in and cares for you. You can have somebody come build you up. You might have lost your confidence. They give that back to you. You might have forgot who you were. They remind you. They do all those things. And you just wake up one day like, I'm sorry.
So you got to beat your phone.
You got to come in and then after you done built them up, they looking at you like, oh no, I can do better than you now. I got to choose me over you now because again, they're your ops. You don't see it as a we got to come together and communicate. You want to hang up. You want to stop talking to people. You want to do all this shit to a person because y'all had a small disagreement and they're not worthy of your time to explain it. All because you don't look at them as a part of you anymore. You're breaking hearts and devastating people and dropping people that loved you. And then this right here gets to me. Oh, well, she saw me when I was broken or he saw me when I was broken. Now that I'm better, I need to go get somebody who don't know what they say. Do you know how messed up it is to leave somebody just because they've been there from the beginning? Come on. We got to stop making each other the ops. If you love me and you say we forever and we down, then we go through whatever. The rest of this stuff is just ridiculous to me.
All right. Blue said, what I feel like that I just isolate myself so my bad energy won't wear off on them until I get it right. Go ahead, Louis.
I agree with that 100%, Blue, my man, because that's most definitely me. But man, I got so much control over my energy. I have bad moments, but I don't really have bad days for real. Like, perception is reality. So however you perceive something, that's how your body gonna adjust to whatever that thought and that energy is. But as far as what he was speaking on, as far as just having people around you with bad energy, that's 100% facts. You gotta protect your energy. First of all, you gotta make sure that you gotta be able to read energy. A person shouldn't even have to say a word to you. You should be able to just be in the person's presence and be able to read if they got bad energy or good energy. And based upon whatever that energy is, you should know how to open up or shut it down from that moment on. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times we not tapped into ourselves to that degree. So we can't even tell another person energy because we ain't got our energy in check. So therefore we are connect and intertwine with other energies, and this energy is 10 times worse than your energy, and it's downhill from there. So I do agree with what he's saying is about placing yourself around good energy and not allowing bad energy to drag you down through the mud, because that's what it will do.
All right, I'm gonna let you go out there and read this. Somebody named KJ said everybody should work on their emotional intelligence so you can recognize positive solutions.
Ain't nobody
Ain't never
reading
get no turn in.
Good example. Well, go ahead, KJ.
KJ answering in the comments. KJ not answering.
I want to go back. Teresia, it's good seeing you. You get your next perfect attendance award. Tiffany, gotta agree with you. And St. Louis True, I think that's a good example. You know, we talked about this a few times, and this kind of goes back to last week. We was talking about being a crutch for somebody, you know, and now that they no longer need you as that crutch, are you still there? But the good example of this is knowing yourself and seeking self-improvement, being able to, like Lou said, you know, he's in tune and he knows when the energy's not right, and he also knows how to adjust it. You know, and that takes practice. Just like you practice basketball, you practice football, you practice good examples of emotional intelligence. And one of those is one of those things like Blue said, hey, look, just give me a minute to recalibrate, you know, and get my mind focused. Because the intent should be, if we arguing or beefing about anything and we're cool with each other, the intent should be that at the end of this, we have a positive solution. We shouldn't walk away from this more angrier than we already started with. But that's if, like Terry said, if we got a genuine, yeah, right. You're not the ops. We just troubleshooting right now. You got a piece of the puzzle, I got a piece, and we trying to figure out how to get the couch through the door that's shaped this way. We got to lean this way. Somebody got to be on this edge. Somebody got to be on the other, and it takes practice. And like I said, you know, that emotional intelligence, I think we talked about emotional behavior last week, you know, too. So, you know, those things relate together. Good point. That was good. That was a good example. That was a good topic.
All right, Stacey.
I love that, KJ. Actually, like, practice, figure out the puzzle pieces, you know? So when there's a lot of bad energy, yeah, of course, you don't need to be around that. And I would say that, I mean, you should be able to feel that energy, you know, like Louis was saying, you know, somebody got something going on, you want to holler at that later. You don't want to, you know, a lot of people, when they have not learned or they have not matured, they gonna feed into that. But once you learn and you helping yourself, or you getting some help for yourself, you understand it and you know how to channel that energy, you know what I'm saying? So that's walking away and not being a part of the negative energy. So of course, communication is the key. And once you can do that effectively, you know, you want to leave it alone if you can't. So give that person some space and holler at them later. That part. Or if they can't get it together, don't be a part.
All right, next topic.
We have sometimes an addiction to rejection.
Addiction to rejection.
Bad, Ricky, go ahead, Ricky. My bad.
You really on them cold medicines.
Go ahead. Yeah, your answer. I was playing one of your videos. See, go ahead.
Petty. No, y'all didn't say everything. I really didn't want to go. I just was being sarcastic.
Sure.
Go ahead, Ricky. You sure?
Yeah. No.
You were talking about bad energy.
No, you were talking about bad energy.
No, that's what the dude was talking about.
He was just talking about somebody that didn't know what the hell they was doing and they was gonna bring you down. But
yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
We have sometimes an addiction to rejection.
Addiction to rejection. What?
Yeah, that's why you keep trying so hard with that one person who you know is not good for you, because you're addicted to rejection. And it's not to say that something is wrong with you. There's something wrong with the belief system that you developed over the years that told you that Your value is directly attached to your ability to convince someone that you are worthy of love.
Go ahead, Ricky.
I don't know why you want so much to go ahead, Ricky, but I liked her. I liked her perspective on it. The only thing I didn't agree with is she was saying, like, I'm not going to say it's something wrong with you. No, it's 100% something wrong with you. I like that part. It was like, no, it's 100% you. Something's wrong with you. If your belief system is messed up, you're messed up. It's still a part of you. I didn't agree with that. No, but she made a very, very valid point. People are really, really addicted to rejection because they have low self-worth. So once you actually put the work in and learn who you are, you won't settle for that kind of stuff. But until you do, you're gonna forever go through that same vicious cycle of dealing with that kind of stuff. Steady trying to prove to somebody that you like, why don't you love me the way that I should be loved? You're trying to prove this to somebody that doesn't want you in whatever aspect it is. Work relationships, real relationships, whatever aspect it is. But I 100% agree with her, and I thought it was an interesting thing for her to say.
All right, Louis.
Yeah, you got a lot of that happens, and a lot of that it stems from like your childhood. A lot of times people, mothers or fathers may have been absent, whether it's from work, whether it's from drugs, whether it's from just whatever, incarceration, whatever can, disconnect that. And I feel like that sometimes when you're not validated, when you in your youth, you still have an immaturity in that aspect of your life. So therefore, once you get older, you still looking for that confirmation from somebody that you should have got it from in your childhood. So therefore, once you older now, you're still looking for that in people. And when certain people see that as a weakness, or people see that as a vulnerability, they'll play on that. You know what I'm saying? And then you go from one situation to the next situation, and you wonder, how is it that you keep falling in these situations and you're giving yourself a certain way? It's because we were talking about it last week. We were talking about trauma bonding. You going from one space to another space without necessarily doing the proper work within yourself to heal properly. And then now you just bringing baggage, whether good baggage, vulnerability baggage, or whatever baggage, overcompensation baggage. You're bringing some vulnerability in that space that creates weakness. And some people, man, it's a lot of bad people out here that when it comes to like emotions. So you can't just trust and open up like that to anybody, because mothers misuse you. So,
all right, Stacy.
Can you come back to me? I'm sorry.
All right, KJ. Hold on, KJ. Hold on, let me read. Reed said, I don't know anyone who is addicted to rejection. I understand low self-worth, but I would think that would be you're addicted to being validated by others, selling that validation, not rejection. Go ahead.
I agree, Teresa.
Go ahead, KJ.
Gamblers, they did a study on gamblers, and they found out that gamblers are addicted to losing. They get higher. The dopamines kick off and are higher when they lose than when they win. That's why they can have all the money that they want to take home, and they can just keep on
gambling.
And it's because the peace, and this could be in a relationship, the peace that they could get from being in a positive relationship, like some women say they get bored because it's peaceful. Yes. And it's not, it don't have all that extra stuff to it. Mm-hmm. And then they get bored. It can be, that's an addiction to negativity. Mm-hmm. That's an addiction to rejection. That's a Yana Changed My Life used to say, like, familiar violence. It's familiar violence, familiar arguments, familiar.
KJ, you know what they call it? They call it makeup sex, don't they?
That right. They use
Lord
that.
Right. Have mercy.
Yep. Oh yeah. I made them mad, and then we was mad, and then and we didn't want that. We could just have sex on the regular. Right. Yeah, create an argument for it. But you, for example, it's the negativity creates it, And I'll say this, you know, ladies, you've heard plenty of times. It be the dude that treats you the worst, you chase the most.
Mm-hmm.
Nice guy lose out every time.
Y'all.
The ones you treat the worst. Let me look at my text messages. Who I ain't responded to and still texting.
Yeah.
Teresa said, "Good point, KJ." Maybe some people get that, but they get that dopamine from being rejected.
Well, that's crazy.
An emotional. Now they got to go through all that emotion. They crying. Well, what's wrong with you? Oh, everything is wrong. Now they got a reason to be sad or not to be happy with the world. And then now that negativity is putting out there. Yeah.
All right.
If you start trying to know what your mind is doing, like Lou said, you can get yourself out of that. You can get yourself out of that.
Chase.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
chase. Yep.
I agree. The whole thought is I'm so afraid of rejection. This is why when somebody once tried to lie on me and say I hit on them, it's like, dude, I don't have the balls to approach a dude. I wish I did. Ain't never been me though. So to me, there's zero way I could be addicted to rejection. That shit hurts. I had enough of that from my mother and my father. That is just, I want to be loved. I want to be treated well. So I treat people that way. I believe in karma. I don't want to do nothing bad to people or put nothing out there bad to people, and I don't want it done to me. So for me, I think that sometimes I would say that people, like even in her, what Louis said was perfect. When you coming in and you know, you jump from person to person, I could believe that you might be addicted to rejection. So keep throwing yourself out there, whether somebody, you know, you got a chance or not. But in her example, she was like, that's why you keep trying with that same person. If this person is beating on you or cheating on you, maybe. But sometimes you try with that same person because that's your motherfucking person. And that's what happens when you bring two different people together and try to combine them into one. You got to learn that. You got to communicate. You got to grow. So her example kind of had me going, nah, I don't agree with that. But Louis' example had me going, okay, now I can see that. And if you are addicted to rejection, please get help because like that makes me cringe for you. Like, oh my God.
Donna said they may not be addicted to rejection. They could be addicted to self-sabotaging.
Oh, yes, Lord Jesus.
But what we all got, let's break it all down.
Teresa said facts, Tara.
It's all an energy exchange, right? Everything is energy exchange. So you can get the same type of energy or more energy from one thing than you can get from another thing. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes like we gotta understand some people confused. They just like, I just need some like some people just want some type of affection or some type of attention or some type because they're not getting it. So anywhere it come from, however it come, it remind me when you young in the streets, right? And you ain't getting the whatever mom and dad at work or whatever, however they doing, whatever they doing. So you lead to the next person who gonna give you that type of show you that type of affection, that type of love, even if they misguided you. You like, oh, that's the home, but that's the big homie. So now you placing that energy over here because it's being reciprocated. It's the same thing.
You're right. It's that
when you've been brought up in this type of lifestyle and this type of family, you know, that's pretty much all you know, and you accept that without really knowing your worth or figuring it out or getting some help. And so you will continue to be this type of person when there is more to you guys. So get the help you need and start loving on yourself and start being more positive and be healthier and have a better relationship. That part.
Blue says, sister, don't lose yourself being a people pleaser. I learned that the hard way. Trust me. Tom Bone, did you hear this topic?
Oh, that's him at the bottom.
I didn't.
He fired.
They just got back on.
David Russell, you're gone.
It don't matter, Tom. We're going to go to the next topic.
Yeah, I was really ready about punching your shit. You better be worried about it, because, bitch, I'm not the one. I'm really about ready to punch you in your shit. You first and foremost, I don't give a fuck about what you're talking about. Don't come to my motherfucking house about nothing. Well, you want something from Larry? You and Morgan's where the fuck he is. Don't come to my house. I don't give a fuck what you're here for. Get the fuck away from me. Do you advise me? Call him. Call him now. This what you do, baby. I'm going to advise you to get the fuck on. Get over to my motherfucking house. Go for it. You ain't got some shit out there. Get away from my house. You don't see shit here. You don't see an ATV. Get away from my house. she was buying gifts. Now she looking for shit. He is dead. He is not here. I don't have it. Please leave my home. Get away from my home. Get away from my home. Now I'm about to take. Get away from my home. Get away from my home, bitch. Don't ever come here again looking for shit. My husband's fucking dead. You fucked him. You got what you wanted from him. Now get the fuck on.
Hey, these hoes bold as a motherfucker.
Man.
Emotion is a bad thing. This is what I'm saying. Emotional intelligence. You gotta be smarter than that shit. Showing up at somebody's shit, you don't know what the fuck a person got in their fucking house. Trying to take some shit back. They ain't so stupid ass on. She should have got shot. Dumb ass. That's some stupid ass shit. It ain't even, and I'm not just saying dude for whatever dude fucked up. Yeah, all that other shit. Yeah. But you got to be a crazy ass person to straight know that this man got a wife and then get mad at some shit. Like you deserve whatever the fuck happened to you when you bam on that lady door. Like straight the fuck up. Ain't no Barbara and Shirley shit.
What you know about that, youngin? What you know about that?
I got an old soul.
That's hilarious.
But that shit
It's a bunch of
funny.
people that know what you talking about too.
That's funny as fuck though. That's funny as fuck. That whole scene is funny as shit. Lord forbid. That's funny as shit.
All right, Ricky.
Baby,
Oh, yeah, Ricky.
it was
Ricky, come on.
to go get him out. He over there at Cedar Hill for me.
He said he dead.
He was dead as a doorknob, and you gotta be a special kind of stupid to show up to somebody's house after buying them a fucking gift. Ain't no fucking judge in the court of law gonna tell you that you getting shit back. It was a gift, stupid.
The dude is dead.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
Oh,
dead.
my
He said
goodness.
it multiple times. Multiple times.
The husband is dead. The side chick shows up to the White House talking about she want the gifts back. She bought them. Bitch, you stupid. You gotta be.
That's kind of. I didn't even know all that. I'm sorry.
First off, the wife handled that way better than I would have, because ain't no way no side
Hey,
bitch gonna show
B.
to my house about my dead husband.
Hey,
bitch, I'm breathing. At this point, anything can happen. Then the daughter ran out there. Shit, even the baby was scooting down the steps.
I'm trying to have told you, baby. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Blue said she woke up saying it's a good time to die.
Exactly. That part.
The
What's wrong with you?
The whole situation is messy. It seems like the wife knew about it. She might have found out after he passed away, but for the side chick to show up to my home address where I'm at with my children talking about a motherfucking ATV and any other gift that you bought this man, baby, you got to be a special kind of stupid, because you had to have a death wish showing up to somebody else's house with it. Hence is why I don't make good side chick material. Side chicks are not
she's
how
on
they.
a suicide mission.
Listen, side chicks are not the same brand that they was back in the day. Side chicks used to be quiet back in the day. These bitches want to be seen now. Hang it up, fellas. Hang it up. These bitches want to be seen.
All right, Stacey.
Yeah, ain't no side chicks no more. They want to be number one. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to tell people, look, you think you got a side chick. They want to be your main chick or whatever. My thing is, yeah, she was asking for a whole whooping, okay? You definitely do not come to nobody home. You know, she shouldn't even know where the home was, you know? That's something that side chicks don't need to know. But anyway, yeah, that was whole crazy. And yeah, I applaud her for finna whoop her butt. Yeah. She needed to, so she won't do that no more to nobody else. Yeah, that part.
Go ahead, Tara.
I don't even know these people. When I tell y'all, boy, there's a lethal. Boy, I'm talking about ain't no way. This is when you unplug the camera on your door cam and tell her to come on in the house. She on my property now. I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right, Louis.
Tara, hold on, Louis, before you go, Tara. If she got vivid, however you want to say it, that motherfucker still be recording even after you unplug it, all right?
I can tell you the one over here though. I'm telling you. And
on his own
yes.
battery. Don't believe it.
I told this story before here because a girl tried me like this when I was married, and I was like 8-9 months pregnant. And the African man that pulled me off, I beat her from the top of the steps to the bottom of the steps. You gonna knock on my door and tell me you here to get my husband shit because he unhappy? Baby, I'm finna beat your ass like I'm whooping his ass. That's what you finna get today. Do not be so disrespectful. And you better hope the person only puts hands on you. It seemed like dude recently died. This woman is in mourning. What's wrong with you? Anything she do to you, you deserve, including removing you from this earth. My temperament is not set up for you to play with me like that. So, I've never in life had to worry about my man cheating on me. That's not a concern that I have. So, I'm just thankful to God. To God be the glory. These people crazy.
Go ahead, Louis.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, it's I would say it's a combined word. It's called self-respect. You gotta have some self-respect for yourself, man, no matter what. Like, I understand you getting angry. I understand, whatever you was going through, whatever. But if you don't respect the people, you gotta at least have some respect for yourself. For you to even put yourself in position to show up at someone's house that you know or feel that was engaged with somebody in that type of way, talking about things when it's something that's so severe like death. It shows how low vibration of a person that you are and how you think. You should be in a space, if you even cared about the person, to where when that person passed on, everything that was physical, you should have allowed that to perish as well, because if you didn't have it in your possession, it didn't belong to you at that moment. And it just like have some respect for your motherfucking self. Like, that's why I be telling my black queens, man, like, come on, like, certain stuff we can't scoop that low to the stuff, like, man, And I just feel like the way that the woman handled it, who had the husband that passed, I felt like she was very she was very considerate of that person, because I know most people probably would have wanted to, do something very serious to that woman for coming there, like antagonizing that death and all of that stuff, because that's what that is. So I just pray that we get better as a people, and we become respect ourselves more.
All right, KJ.
Yeah. So we talked about the emotional side of this. Then there's also sometimes you got to pay the price for what you're doing. You can't always get away when you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. You chose to be the side chick. You knew that was going on. And so with that, you should at least respect this man and what he's going to leave with his family and his wife at the time that you was with him. You chose to be in this situation, and so you made that responsible choice that I'm going to be here with this married man. I know he has this stuff going on. And then the unawareness of anybody else, the selfishness that you would go over there and think that it would be appropriate for you to even attempt to do that. I was sitting here the whole time. There was a part of me like, I know she's finna swing on. I know the daughter was, you just unbelievable that you thought that this was okay in any type of way, that you didn't just say, you know what, that's just not a good idea. This is part of, like I said, we keep talking about having an emotional intelligence about yourself, being aware of what you're going to put yourself into. And then, when you get in these sneaky situations, play your role. You was a big girl when you got in there. Be a big girl on your way out. Don't try to, I'm going to try to mess it up for him and his family and his kids. You're going to do this in front. Them kids will never forget that. They'll never forget that day that this strange woman came and they found out whatever about their daddy that they didn't know, maybe didn't know. So shame on her, man. I'm like y'all. She deserved to get dragged. She deserved to get, if she would have got drugged out on the street, she deserved.
All right, before we get into this last hour, y'all wanna, people don't be some people don't be here to the end, so I want to promote some of the stuff that my castmates have going on. So let me show y'all some of these.
What qualities do men look for when choosing a woman?
Okay, so my thing is I like a woman that can cook, clean, smart, funny. Those are my qualities. I like that.
Cook, clean.
Yeah.
So are you looking for them to be more like your mother?
Yes. Be my mama. Clean my spot. Yes.
What?
Yeah.
So do you help with the cleaning? Do you cook yourself?
So like I believe in like 50-50. So if you cook, I eat. You know what I'm saying? If you clean, I make it dirty again for you to clean again.
Do you like participate in washing dishes and things? What you do?
I buy the soap.
You buy the soap? Quit playing, boy.
Okay.
I'm so for real. Like,
so
really.
I like a woman that can like just do like I feel like, cause I work. You know what I'm saying? I'll work. I'll pay my bills. I'll pay the bills and everything.
So she can be like a housewife.
I
She
would
don't
love
have
it.
to
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
She don't have to go to work.
I mean, if she wants to, but I mean, I'm gonna make sure that, like the bills and stuff is paid at home.
Oh,
so just make
wow.
my life comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Make my life easier. You feel me?
Okay. Well, that's a good thing. If she ain't got to go to work and you
I mean,
pay
if she
for
wants,
everything.
I ain't saying I'm paying for everything,
Well, you
but
just said that.
I'm paying the bills.
So
she got a roof over her head.
So you're not gonna pay for her like nails, her hair, all that type of stuff. I'm just saying, if you want her to cook and clean, you gotta do extra.
Oh, that comes with extra.
Yeah, that comes with all the extra. What you got?
No, but
Or what you thought?
but no, I would, I contribute, but I just like I said, I like a woman that can make my life easier.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Other than just.
So what do you do for her to make her life easier?
Stage will tell where they can reach you at and how they can get in contact with you.
Oh, wow. Well, okay. So this is a new thing. Facebook, y'all, for right now, Stacey White, Miss Busy Bug, however. I am looking for a lot of local artists that I will be interviewing, ones that have love songs and different things, or that's trying to get hooked up in a relationship and all that good stuff. I will be giving out movie tickets and all kind of things, T-shirts, gifts and more, y'all. So that's what's up, y'all. Look out for I'll be playing local artist music and showcasing St. Louis and having people do their thing. That part. You caught me. He just did this on Humbug, you guys. I didn't know he was doing it. So I'm lost for words right now. So thank you, Lacey. I appreciate you.
That is me. I want to know what the rules are, and then I expect the rules to be followed. And when people don't meet my expectations in terms of following the rules or adhering to what I believe should happen, I get easily frustrated, and that becomes a space where it becomes difficult for me to function. And that's what I'm finding at work. So part of that is I need to find ways to cope with the fact that people are not going to obey the rules. I know how much work I'm putting in. I know who I am and who I believe myself to be. And then when you go to these places and sort of that identity is challenged, like, I'm here. I'm still me. I know who I am and I know what I'm capable of. And I'm doing the work and I'm doing it at a high level. And I'm encountering all of this opposition. It's becoming very difficult for me.
For me, when this happens at work, it's always at the hands of somebody who doesn't know the job. The most frustrating thing in the world to me is when you don't have to deal with this, but you want to tell me how to handle it. Or you don't want to listen to me. You just looking at a bottom line, whether it's money or whether it's a deadline. And getting the stuff done right doesn't seem to matter to you at all. You just want to be able to say it's done and move on to the next thing without it being clear, concise, correct, or anything. And I'm not really sure, even myself, how to separate the two But I think the most important thing for you to focus on is the fact that you know the job. You know your job. You know that you are doing everything in your power in the correct order, in the correct manner. And we have to learn how to set up a wall regarding people who don't. Like I should never give you the power to piss me off, or make me feel any kind of negative way.
All right, Tara, let them know where they can listen to One Man, One Woman podcast.
I am mortified. I'm sweating. This is not nice, Lacey, but okay, thank you. You can find us on all streaming platforms. I'm so flustered. I see what Stacey meant. Yes, you can find us on all streaming platforms and on YouTube. So, podcast or whatever the hell they call it, and all of them. Yeah, I'm done. That was too much.
All right. Then I gotta give y'all a snippet of my boy, more to come.
She got a purple weight in the range with a driver. 5 bedrooms, no more, she got options. Baby, keep it poppin', stay with it. Maniac, I swear she just callin'. Hey, bring it down, awesome. No debt, she callin'. Personality, down to earth, she want
All right, Louis, let them know what you got cracking.
Man, y'all already know, man. It's Gateway Louis in the building. Y'all know we turned up yesterday. But we got Tony Armani coming for Hope and Peace. We got the trail ride out there on North Highway 67. He the first artist out of Death Row. He since Snoop Dogg took over. He was actually a blues singer. He's coming to Ambassador, and they having a trail ride. They're gonna have horses, bonfires, and all. That's gonna be on 26. Also we got the Boogie and Boosie that's coming on a 26th of July. So Hope and Peace doing that. Miss Queen most definitely in the building. She most definitely putting it together, man. So we got to get the promotion and everything else together. But we outside, man. I told y'all 2025 is the year of Louis, year of St. Louis. So, stay tuned. We got What's the Word Radio, Vision. You know what I'm saying? Stacey most definitely kicked it off. So I got some things that I'm doing with it too. So we all kind of got our own lane that we sticking to and kind of like bringing everything together with St. Louis and making sure that we put our city where it's supposed to be. But it's a lot of things in motion, so stay tuned. Louis.
All right, and then our last clip, we got Tone Ball working on this music. Who for the people who ain't never seen this, here going peace out.
Nigga, I got me. Nigga, I got me. I can hear when niggas talking about that shit don't move me, been betrayed by family and my partner. I'm bumping Boosie, keep it gully with my baby mamas. Ignorance is bliss, sometimes I swear I hate I got 'em. I'm from the Conquer, let's keep it rockin', this ain't Wakanda. My daddy told me life a bitch bone, and she the toughest of any. And you never see a dollar without stacking your pennies. I play them whack and listen, being young with ambition, wildin' out on a mission. Lost my heart to some bitches, but that don't alter intentions. I just alter attention. Ain't no fucking 9 to 5, bitch, I'm standing no business. Bitch, I'm standing no business. Ain't no fucking 9 to 5, I'm standing no business. Ain't no standing no business. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing. If I ain't got nothing, if I ain't, nigga, I got me.
All right, Tone, let them know what you got coming up, what you're working on.
Nigga was possessed.
Yeah, take it off mute.
Man, I don't know. I've just been working, bro. I'm trying to stack my money, enjoy life. I'm working, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm a rapper no more, man.
I'm just say Tone got long hair now. That video he had short hair. How old is that?
Hey, first of all, my shit was long in that video. I just had it, done up. You hear me? Hey, I just let it hang now. You hear me? That's it. You hear me? These dreads got a story now. I just let them tell it. You hear me?
Hey, Blue said, "Damn, Bone, I can't get no feature, huh?"
Hey. I got you, Blue. Just bang my line. Pause. We can make it something happen. You hear me? I can put some shit
Alright.
together. I just don't be on shit for real, man. I got like, and I got some shit. I'm finna get ready to drop. Smoogie told me I need to drop some shit, so I need to drop some shit.
All right. And then, my boy KJ, if y'all want to check out earthspeedalive.org, find out about all his camps and all that type of stuff for aviation. Ricky, she don't be saying, she says she got surgery coming up. So whatever Ricky got, so I'm gonna throw it out there.
That's all I got coming up right now. Surgery on Friday.
Let's get back into these videos. I just wanted to promote them, in the middle of the show in case people don't be in and all that type.
You could have gave somebody some warning, but thank you. That was very nice.
Yeah, I know that. All right, here we go. Next topic.
How do you love a man through mama trauma? He has so much anger built up towards women because of what his mom done to him.
God damn.
And
Me and my mom relationship was crazy because it was a whole lot of good and a whole lot of terrible. And I harbored a whole lot of resentment, like a lot. I carried mine out through making sure that I was unavailable to the women that I dated. I wasn't like super angry like that. I was bitter, but I wasn't angry. Regardless, I think a man that's at bitter or at angry, even if he is working actively, has not made it to a place that's safe for you. It's a whole lot of women that left me the fuck alone that in retrospect had the right idea. Because even if I wasn't treating them poorly, I wasn't available. I had too much on my own plate emotionally with my own anger, with my own resentment, with my own bitterness. There was no space for a woman to come in and be safe, right? So if I'm not processing my own anger, if I'm not processing my own sadness, my own resentment, my own betrayal, what then can I empathize with in you? And this is what I mean by safety. I don't mean the man is necessarily going to abuse you. I don't want to make it an extreme situation, but I do have to speak practically and say that, like, I don't know if the man, if he's still angry with his mama, I don't know if he has the bandwidth to actually provide emotional safety and stability for you in a relationship.
All right, Taylor, take.
He can do no wrong, right? We already know this. Fact. No, because I have disagreed with Tripp, once, I think. But I can agree with him. Say, I've never had to deal with that before. This is very interesting to me. And I would just say this as a general statement. If a man is not available to you, if he is not good to you, kind to you, he's not giving you what you need, leave him alone.
Where?
All right,
Don't mute yourself. I mean, this dude's so rude.
Yeah, Louis.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've heard and what I be knowing like they'd be snippets, so I don't know the full interview, but from what I've heard, it was sounding like he was speaking on like if a man is still suffering from certain trauma that he's had from his mother or things like that he haven't healed from, it's hard for him to be able to transition into a vulnerable space with you and allow you into his heart to make it safe for you because he's loving you and caring for you in a way. If that's what he was saying, I can understand that sentiment because your mother is usually the first person who teaches you how to love or that you learn this from or whatever. And if it's a disconnect with the way that she raised you and you don't have a certain level of love and respect for her or a certain level of trust for her, it's hard for you when another woman comes into that space for you to afford her something that you never even received from your biological mother, you know. So it's really hard. It's almost impossible. You really have to have a different type of person that understands that whatever that lack was, whatever that disconnection was, that it was not normal, and for them to understand what's normal. Because I think a lot of times people don't understand what's normal, and what I mean by normal is what bring about balance. That's normal. So people like, what's normal to you? Might not, well, if it bring about balance, it should be a norm. If it make your mind, your body, your spirit align, then it's balanced. But yeah, I can understand. I can understand where it's coming from.
All right, Ricky.
I've dealt with dudes with mama trauma, and most dudes have mama trauma, and I refuse to deal with a nigga with mama trauma. Work that shit out with your mama. Go to therapy, fix it. I ain't the one or the two to be dealing with that shit. Work on you. Where I am in my life, I can't deal with it. I can't deal with nobody else's drama, they issues, they problems from childhood. You got to fix that shit yourself. If you ain't fixed it, don't be out here trying to fuck other people up because you ain't fixed your shit. That's where I'm at in life.
Donna says, when you love someone's potential, you set yourself up to get hurt. He's not emotionally available for you on a deeper level. Go ahead, KJ.
I think this is an important topic, especially when it comes, if you're a single mother raising a son. You know, this is where, you know, you have to understand that you are becoming the example of what you think the woman is going to be as an adult. And if you talk to him in an unmanly way, you know, he's not going to grow up being a man. If you talk to him in a demeaning way, calling him a bitch or a punk or you know, in that feminine energy, then he thinks that is what all women are presenting when they don't do that. And I think, you know, like you said, y'all saw it before, that clip about the mother who you know, her son got caught at some man's house, and the man put his hands on him, kicked him out, and she comes to check him in. She's not checking her son and saying, son, there are consequences to what you do. And matter of fact, asking this other grown man who did what any father was supposed to do, you know, this is, you know, if you're raising a son and you don't want him to have those issues, try to get in touch with your emotional level where you at, and find behaviors that aren't going to create that problem later in his life. You know, so I kind of stopped there. You know, everybody else said made important points.
All right, Stacy.
Oh, I know y'all always hear me talk about my childhood and stuff. So, like, I was raised in a household where my stepfather, he's been like my dad because he raised me since I was 2, but he did not have a good relationship with his mom. He was every type of name and every type of whatever she could think of, and so he brought that into our household. You know what I'm saying? It was always emotional, mental abuse within the household because of how he was brought up. You know, and I understand that now that I'm grown, but like dealing with that and being a part of that as a child, that does something to you. You know what I'm saying? And especially if these people that are in relationships and they have their kids being raised around all the craziness is not acceptable. You know, you have to get out of that situation or make sure they get the help before they're around you. It's very important because the cycle will continue if there's no type of help. And that's that. So, so that part.
All right, next topic.
What's something you'll get a lot of hate for if you say it out loud?
That men, their whole life was taught how to treat a woman and not what to expect from a woman. But women were taught their whole life what to expect from a man, but not how to treat a man.
Ricky Baker.
They hit me.
100% accurate. That's 100% accurate.
Lord.
We were taught what to expect. I mean, for me, it was the complete opposite of that. I was just taught how to do it by myself and not expect shit from nobody. I grew up with the survivors thing. I was a parent at fucking 5. I mean, again, I 100% agree with this. I don't think that it's healthy. I think that we need to find a way that we both know how to treat and what to expect from each other. If you don't know what the hell to expect and how to treat somebody, how the hell are you trying to be with somebody? That's some shit you're gonna have to figure out. I mean, it's just cut and dry. That's kind of simple.
All right, Tara.
Like, for real. That is so true, and it's also so outdated. For those of us who were taught a little bit of something, the dudes don't want that no more. Dudes have stepped into their era of men with emotional IQs and in touch with their feelings and their emotions, and they are, not shy about communicating with you and let you know how they feel and what they need and what they want. And it's not the same anymore. Like, not all of them can cook. Well, most of them can cook and clean for themselves. So that's not what they're looking for. And they will sit down and explain to you what they're looking for. And baby, it's usually a stark contrast from what you were told. If your grandmother told you, oh, you got to wait till a man's heart is to his stomach, and you got to do this and this and this. And these dudes are like, okay, that's cool, but I can do that. Here's what I need from you. So even if you would have been taught that, it's outdated for now. And this is why it's super important. I know I've said this a million times on this show, and I know Louis has said it as well. You have got to date who you are with. It does not matter what no other man or no other woman wants or expects, what you've been with and who you're going to be in the future. You have got to know who you are with. Ask them how they need to be loved by you. Communicate with them the way they need to be communicated with, because that's the only person that matters when you're in that relationship. So I do agree with what he said. It's 100% true. And even if you were taught, it's outdated at this point.
All right, Tarisha Boone said, I agree. And she said, it's so simple. Treat people how you want to be treated. Go ahead, KJ.
Well, this is a good one. And I'm going to say this. I think we talked about this before, too. Men are taught how to treat women, and what I'm going to say out loud that might get some pushback is, we need to be taught how to treat women right, and how to be a husband. We taught how to treat women. But, which is take care of them, pay for them, do this and that. But then, like I look back in my younger years, I wasn't taught how to be a husband. I was taught how to be the man in the household. I was going to pay all the bills, make sure everything was taken care of. But also with that, I saw my uncles, I saw my daddy. They didn't have just one woman while that was happening. They didn't teach me, they didn't raise me to be a husband. They raised me to be a man, but not to be a husband. That's something that I had to learn, later on, what that's like. So to continue on with saying something that everybody might not want to be said. And finally, I hate that our culture creates an environment that there is no love. When you look at our entertainment, there is no love, even you go back to the 90s, people used to dance with each other, Now, you go to a club, everybody got a section, ain't nobody dancing. The only thing they dancing to is boots on the ground, and it's your birthday. And ain't no slow dancing, it's
That's true.
I can't think of the last time I was at a club, and that was the fun part. You went out, you want to slow dance with a gal, you want to get the slow dancing so you can get close and grind, and that stuff is not there. And our kids are growing up in a culture where they're being brainwashed to just want certain things. And like Tara said, that's why the young men are moving different, and then the young women are moving different, and they aren't matching like they're supposed to. Where's the love? Teach them love. That's it.
Yeah. Me, I think a little bit different. So I feel like what he was saying was absolutely true, but I want to look deeper into what he was actually saying. A woman is like a woman. She telling you all these different things that she wants from you to be the man or her man or whatever the case situation may be. But as soon as you start telling her all the stuff that she needs to do to make sure that she's the woman, and that you happy, it's a pushback. It's a, well, why I gotta do this or I don't do this, and it's everything is like it's the problem is that our sisters aren't being taught to be submissive to the man that she's in the space with. When you're talking about a man, I mean, I'm not talking about no lame ass little dude. I'm not talking about no clown. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm not talking about that. So I'm not even putting myself in the same category. So don't dumb yourself down to that neither. Whoever ready to say something back, because I know everybody, as a man, and I'm not talking about that type of dude. I'm talking about somebody who's earnest in an earnest space with you, and he really trying to like let you know what he need from you, because you can't love a man the way you want. I hate people say, even when people say you gotta love somebody the way you want to be loved, that's incorrect for everybody who don't know. You gotta love somebody the way they want to be loved. You can't, because you just can't love a person any way you think that they want to be loved, and thinking that that's gonna be sufficient. That ain't gonna be sufficient. It's like, it's kind of like Tara was saying, like, and I think she kind of leave it off like you, like she say, well, men are different now. No, it's just that men it's hybrid men now, so they learn how to cook more now. They probably learn how to earn their clothes now. So it's like, okay, I got this, but like you said, you should be making my life easier. So I don't need you to help me with this. I might need you to help me with this over here though, because this where I might need you to help at. And that's the same way vice versa with a man and a woman. She might not need you to pay all her bills. She might be like, I got buku money. I need you to make love to me. I need you to come out to events with me. I need you to talk to me and listen to me. I need you to, so it's like you have to understand the person that you in that space with in order to have an effective relationship with the person. So I think that level of humility, it lacks in our relationships, because everybody is so egotistical that everybody got this ego that, oh, I ain't this. It ain't about, if you ain't that, then you need to keep the move on then, because this is about us compromising and us coming to some type of solution to make this work. If you ain't got no other reservations that you trying to hold on to, and I ain't, then we gonna do this shit, or we're not gonna do it at all, and we're gonna keep it moving. Like, it is what it is. Like, what the fuck I'm gonna keep being mad about it for? Like, it ain't nothing to be mad about. I tried it, shit, it didn't work, shit. I mean, what I supposed to do?
All right, Stacy.
Lloyd, that's very good. And sometimes I feel like it's so hard for men to really express their feelings and emotions to their mate. Like, what's wrong that you can't communicate and let a person know what it is that you need? And when a woman is really trying to express their feelings and things, it's like they don't accept it, or they don't know how to feel, or how to
That's how we was raised, Stacy.
I know, but it's high time now to get over that and change the narrative, Like, do better, be better, do better. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, hey, Stacey, if ain't nobody and learning how to and talk about their emotions, then it's gonna be hard, because they gonna bury that shit, and it's gonna be like this.
Right, like I be trying to have a whole heartfelt conversation and stuff, and I'll be like, well, what is, I don't know. It's weird to me. I just want people to, do better, or know that it's okay. It's okay to talk. It's okay to let out your emotions, to really have a one-on-one, a heartfelt conversation with your mate. I think that's much needed, for real. You need to know how you need to know how to communicate and figure out what it is that your mate wants and what it is that you want, and you guys can make it better. So I think I don't know. Yep. I don't know if men, I guess some women need to take classes too, but men need to have a heartfelt class or something, knowing how to talk to their mate, or
heartfelt mate class.
Yeah, something.
I agree.
Bring them
Hey,
together.
that's true,
You say what?
You know what? I will say this for men, because emotions are new to a lot of men. being able, like my granddaddy, I never saw my granddaddy and my grandmama argue. I didn't know what that man's emotions was. He was very stoic, and that's how my uncles were. So this is a new breed for me. The dudes who are coming out saying, I need to let you know when I'm unhappy. I need to let you know I get scared. Do you know how much a man needs to feel safe with you to be vulnerable enough to admit to you that he gets scared, that he's concerned, that he's worried, he don't know. If you've ever been the type of chick to talk bad to them, talk crazy about them, or throw shit up in their face when they were vulnerable with you, they'll never do it again. Exactly. They'll never do it again.
That's what I was gonna say. In order for a man or female, for that matter, to open up and tell you exactly what it is that they need, and you gotta let them feel safe. And if a person is feeling safe, if you're not their safe space, you can hang it up. They ain't gonna never open up to you. And that's just something that's not going to happen. I don't care how much therapy a person went through, because at the end of the day, you got to protect your heart. And hell, the Bible tells you that much. It tells you to protect your heart above all else. So
and that's both of y'all going to therapy together.
But here's the thing though. People do change. That's just like a lot of people be out here say, okay, because the man done cheated, he can't stop cheating, or he's not going to stop. That people change. That's just like if a person was out here talking crazy today, they could change, especially if they're going through therapy and stuff. Anybody can change. I think it's just so many cop-outs, excuses, and people want to give and stuff. The hell with that. Like, make a change. It's about you. Look in the mirror and make a fucking change. That's what it is.
That's true. But you know what? Going along with what Stacey just said, Louis, you're right. Probably should go to therapy together, so to help that other person be able to forgive.
Both of y'all got it here. It
make that safe space if they glue together.
Come into a space, and both of y'all come into a space that both of y'all find that y'all both is at the same place, and that y'all can't get over the hump, and y'all need to like scrap everything and restart and see how y'all went about it the wrong way. Then it most definitely will be healthy, because if one person is really taking it serious and the other person ain't, then it's always going to be an imbalance with that particular situation. You know what I'm saying?
Blue said nah, because then y'all gonna say we complain and have feminine energy. That's the setup.
That's not the person for you to be with. But that's the person that you shouldn't be with then, if they gonna throw that back in your face, because you are human. You are absolutely allowed to feel every single emotion.
And
now I will say this: you can't get her punching walls every time you get mad. You can't be overly emotional or out of control emotional, because then we don't feel safe.
You gotta communicate.
Teresa said, just because a woman knows how to do a thing doesn't mean you can't still take that off of their plate. It just depends on how y'all can support each other. It was how we were raised. It's an excuse. And Blue said, we all got to fight society and the system. Teresa said, you got to do the work to be vulnerable and to be someone that your mate can be vulnerable with. And she said, facts, Stacey.
Let me say something, man. Like, I'm going to tell you this. This is something that I'm learning, because, I had a lot of flex myself personally. But I had to just kind of like stop giving a fuck, for real. Like, excuse my language. But I kind of had to, like when I mean it's like you just kind of like gotta be authentically who you are, and just like love yourself, respect yourself, and carry yourself in a certain way. And if you keep yourself in check, you ain't gotta worry about if whatever you doing is proper or not. It's just a matter of somebody gonna like your flavor or not. It's like I might go to the store and it's a whole bunch of different flavor sodas in here, and all of them might be good to somebody. It's just all of them might not just be my thing. So I might choose my favorite one. You know what I'm saying? And that's life. Everybody is like I think that was Tara and KJ was ad-libbed on it, but everybody talking about ops. Like, it's like relationships, like opposition. Now it's like people get in the space to love each other, know each other, just to, when they fall out or whatever, just be the most nasty and hideous person to the person that you say you once loved. I don't respect people like that. You know what I'm saying? If you love this person and you say you love this person, even if it didn't work out in that space, in that situation, only time that you should say something in any negative way about this person is if you're trying to gain clarity or you're trying to express it. And even then, you still should have a certain level of respect and moderation for this person because at one time this person represented you. So when people be doing that, it's weak to me.
Right. And in order to think about it and clean it up real quick, just think about when you found the information out. Like Louis said, okay, so you hate him today, but when he told you that secret, that very vulnerable thing, you loved him. So that's sacred. You should treat that like in a court of law when a husband cannot testify against a husband.
Yeah.
You
Facts.
keep that there in that moment when he was yours and you was his, and keep it pushing.
Yeah. You would destroy a person like that.
This other topic kind of, there you go.
We don't gotta wait to be cheated on to be heartbroken. I'm heartbroken the moment you was talking about me in a certain way to your friend to diminish my character. I'm heartbroken the moment you paint me out to the kids to be a certain way because you mad. I'm heartbroken the moment that you show me you don't got my back because I could be trying to do something and you ain't even being supportive in a certain way. Like the heartbreak for a man start based on a lack of loyalty and a lack of respect. If a woman is disrespecting us and we want to remove ourselves, that's when we checking out of it because I'm not about to go back and forth and disrespect you. We thrive off respect and loyalty. It's like when we see our women do things that appear to be disloyal, they don't understand loyalty the way we understand loyalty. They're loyal to how they feel in a moment. And their loyalty in most cases is to the end result that best serves them. Whereas though we make sacrifices as men when you're a good dude, genuine dude, that don't always often benefit us the most.
Message.
All right, Louis, good.
Man, I already seen this video and man, I really wanted to send this video to almost every woman I knew at live, but I felt like it would have just caused too much commotion because it's like when you're trying to tell a woman how you feel, they just automatically think you're talking about them. It ain't even got to be like personal. It's just you expressing like he explained it in a real, very, very detailed. He was being politically correct. I'm gonna just be a little bit more cut the fat off of it. It's like no, everybody else in the world can disrespect you to a certain degree, but when your woman disrespect you, it's like an earthquake happened on Earth, right? It's just everything in the world like shuts it down. It's like immediate. I got to deal with this right here, right now, right? And if she moving like that in a certain way, and she don't respect you, and she being disloyal, talking behind your back, and it's supposed to be your number one supporter of your number one everything, then the same way a woman look at it as you went out here and cheated on her or some shit like that, if she against cheating, it's the same way that a man feels and look at it when you did that, because now the foundation of what it is that we stand upon is no longer there. Regardless if you slept with a man or not. So we have to, even if I do forgive, because we do forgive you, right? We forgive you. We say, okay, it's the same way as if you forgiving a man with cheat. We forgive you and we give you a second chance to rebuild this foundation, so we can try to get back to this level to where we can be like right there with each other. But women don't understand that loyalty and respect to a man is everything. Everything. I don't give a damn about your VV between your legs. I don't care about your money. I don't care about none of that, because I can get everything that you can give me physically myself, besides certain things that I need from my woman. And when women do that, when they disrespect a man and they do stuff like talking behind his back to me, I just need to woo. I don't know how I could trust you telling you my most intimate secrets. I don't know how I could trust you telling you about things that I need to heal from when I was a child. I don't need to know if I tell you certain vulnerabilities that can crumble me in this moment because I'm going through something and you mad too, but you're not emotionally intelligent to be able to decipher what shit I should say to him right now versus me just being in my feelings. So no, I'm not gonna trust you with that. Like, and women don't understand that. That's real, man. That's a real thing. I'm done with that.
All right, Tara.
Okay, so I learned 2 new things from Louis today. One, he made, and I'm just gonna fuck with you, Louis, because I can. Why not? I ain't done it yet tonight. He said, if a dude cheating, a woman is against cheating. I have never met a woman who wasn't against cheating. So if there is some out there, you just taught me that. The other one is, I feel like this. I feel like, that's the other thing. I had no idea that men would take a woman back if she cheated. And I'm not even being funny. Every male friend I have says, they understand why women forgive, but there's no way that they could. Like, that's some stuff that would shatter their whole entire world. I'm you see it on these reels too. You see on these, and I believe you. I'm saying you see it on these reels too. There are grown men being like, I could never, because they do stupid stuff like ask, did you suck his, and did he? They mess themselves up with the question that they ask, and that's how they get in that position. But
that's torture. Don't do that.
But I'm gonna say, yeah, I do. I understand. I'm glad you broke it down, Louis, because y'all know when y'all throw that dude up, I just find that man so unattractive. I can't focus when y'all just throw him up on the screen and don't give me no warning. I said this the last time, and I'm not even trying to be funny, but you broke it down, and I do understand that if a man needs respect and loyalty most, you got to teach your girl that. I learned that on this show, and I learned that in my relationship. I never heard that before. I thought love was everything. I thought the way that we thought about relationship was the same way men thought. But y'all different. And then loyalty and respect are also two different things. They're not exactly the same. So you got to be willing to communicate that with her. You got to be willing to forgive, because she gonna mess up a couple of times. Because again, her whole life she thought all you needed her to do was cook, clean, have the babies, and love you. And now you're teaching her, I can do all those things. So this is what I need. It's a new set of things.
You missed the element, Tara. The main element of a woman is to be soft. Regardless.
Yeah, and you can definitely be soft.
Listen to me. I'm telling you how you trick the nigga, right? I'm telling you what you do, man. It's gonna work. I could tell a man to his face it's gonna work, and he know it's gonna work. Ain't it gonna work, KJ? Ain't it gonna work every time? Every single time, I swear to God, it's gonna work. All you gotta do is be soft. Y'all already built. It's the mechanism is already built into y'all. It ain't y'all doing some masculine shit when you can never be more masculine than me. I should never be scared of you, so you should never be able to pump me to submission. So that should never be the case if I'm a man anyway. So the only other tool that you got that can de-weaponize me is the opposite of what I am. It's to be soft with me. It's to speak to me, to make me melt in your presence as my woman or whatever. And this was gonna get me in check. Like I'm tripping. This she everything in it. Like KJ said, them dopamine is going. You start convincing yourself like, man, she really is that. Now you start working. You ain't even got to do nothing. That's why you think Halle Berry was so sexy. I mean, so beautiful. It wasn't because she had big titties and big ass. It's because she had sex appeal. That's why all them women back then was sex symbols, because they had the femininity that we love about a woman.
See, and we aren't being taught that. We have to be taught that by men. Like, you're educating the women who are watching now, and those of us who are on the show with you. Women aren't taught be soft. Now they're taught they don't need a man. They got to go out here and get the money themselves. So that's what we need to hear.
Teresa said, disrespecting your mate in public, true. But I think it transcends to in private as well. Yelling and down talking in private is a no-go as well. It affects me as a woman as well. It's the same as cheating.
Oh, wow.
Okay, KJ.
Hey, some great comments from everybody. Just want to, men would prefer respect and loyalty, because we know love can fluctuate.
Facts.
That even if you mad, you ain't gonna dog me out.
Facts.
That part, is more important than love, because it's like something can happen, but we gonna figure this out. And like I said, we brainwash ourselves into thinking you are this person.
Take a little bit of that, KJ.
Huh?
It take a little bit of that.
Oh yeah.
That's healthy. That's healthy.
Yeah, it's healthy for you.
I hate that word, brainwashing.
Listen, you gotta tell yourself.
Poppycock. That's what it is. It's poppycock.
Because you don't know until you know.
Now, Stacy brought up a good point. I never really thought about it. There should be some classes that teach you some basic components of relationships, so that way you get a certification in foundations of relationships level 1. You got these understandings of how different people operate. Like Terry said, I'm surprised that she never heard that. That's what that's more important to me. And and that's why the struggle is when y'all do cheat, and it like I said, it ain't fair, but when y'all do it, it hits different to us because now you ain't what we was dreaming, you know. And when you ain't what we was dreaming, we ain't who we think we are.
Hey,
That's
KJ,
another.
tell her why though. Tell her why though. They say because they teach us that a woman is a man's what? Better have, right?
Oh yeah, you better have. You part of. You represent us.
You the better have. It means that's what we learn from you. That's the part of us that we learn from you that we can't get from another man or we can't get from another source.
Nowhere in the world can you get that part.
But from that woman.
You know, but from that woman. Oh yeah, definitely.
Even if you lose it though, you still knew that. Damn, I should have been a better man for that woman because if I would have been a better man, I probably could still have her right now today. That's why I always tell you, no matter what, don't scoop down to that nigga level because that way once you raise yourself up that level, he gonna always, you hurt him by being just a good ass woman. That's how you hurt him. Just okay.
Teresa said exactly. KJ, even if we're mad, we don't dog each other out in public or private. Right. We have to look at each other and we're not the ops. All right, go ahead, Stacey.
I agree with everything everybody said. I mean, we hit on something here. I mean, I think this has become a relationship type show. We talk about all of this with how to, I guess, become one, you know? So that's a good thing. If we just know what our mate want and stuff, we would be good and stuff. I just feel like everybody should work at it if that's something they want. And if it's not something you want, don't try to keep playing, you know? Let that person go on and live their life before they turn crazy, and then you wonder why they toxic because you won't let them go or you keep playing with them, you know? I'm kind of off topic here, but y'all already hit on everything. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I don't know. But maybe we do need to figure out, maybe we need to have a class where we talk about what women want and what men want. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we could, come together.
That would be a dope. I don't know if none of us should host it, but I think it would be dope to sit a group of men in a classroom and have a woman teach them about what women want, as long as she knows what the fuck she's talking about, and then to have it work vice versa, and then maybe the whole group comes together and learn something. But you gotta have the right type of person to pull that off.
I mean, but if we all know what a woman wants or what a man wants, who cares? I mean, you know what you want as a woman, right? You know what you want to tell your man what you want, and some of the other men may feel the same way. That's what they want from their women, so why not? I mean, who says what that person?
We remember we had that one, that MX that y'all did, Stacey, you and Lacey, with the conversation. That could be a good live thing of what we do, and we pop it like that, because I mean that is a good subject matter though. But that a lot
we
of
don't have to just have one person teaching that class. So I mean, that person may think they know what somebody wants, or may be certified. I mean, hey, I got all kind of certifications and that type of stuff. Am I using stuff? No, but I'm just saying, if we come together as one and we kind of figure out, get a feel of what this person wants, what that person wants, we express everything. Hey, it'll make it. We will make it make sense. How about that?
Yeah, we got this last topic.
This happens to a lot of men in a lot of ways in this country. A lot of men wind up married to or in a real situation where they live together with a woman that they have to stop their life to make sure her life is okay, or they'll lose her and everything they've put up, like their college. You know, you go to college, you get a degree. That's how you earn a living. Right. You lose all that if you're in a situation with a woman who wants you to cater to what she wants you to cater to. Right. You can't commit your life to making her happy. If you do, how can you be happy? Right. Self-preservation is real, man. And in this world, it's survival of the fittest. No matter what nobody say. You love your brother, you love your sister, you love your whoever. But you better be able to take care of yourself, because you don't want to be the one in that wheelchair with nobody pushing you down the hill.
You're so stupid.
All right, Louis.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he give a couple good points at times. So I think his delivery sometimes be a little hard to catch it sometimes, but I feel like he do be dropping gems in between there. I don't necessarily look at it from a dogmatic situation unless I'm in the cage. When you talk about like survival of the fittest and all that type of stuff, I get what he's saying by like you have to make sure you got you. You have to make sure that you don't put your life and everything that your dreams and everything on hold for such a long time, or forget about them just because you're trying to please a woman or a mate, as though like your life don't matter, and then one day you wake up and realize that you're not happy with yourself because you didn't fulfill or you didn't follow through the things that you want to follow through with. But I feel like coming into a space with someone, it should be a collective. I feel like that if we rocking with each other on any type of real level, despite titles, I feel like whatever you got going on, I should be a part of it and trying to push you, motivate you, elevate you, get you on top in whatever way that I can resource and help you out. I feel like the same way, vice versa. You should be like, hey, baby, I can help you in this way. Woo, I can do this for you, whatever. And then we should be able to build and transition with that, you know what I'm saying, as a whole. But other than that, if you can't come into a space with somebody like that, then I don't feel like that you should be in a space with nobody, period. And I feel like you can't do nothing by yourself. So you trying to do it by yourself anyway. You thinking about it wrong. But I get what they saying. When you got all the money already, you got the publicity, you got the fame, you went through 4 or 5 different marriages and relationships in that space. Then, yeah, you can say that then. But when you on your way, I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm saying most of them dudes that talk like that, that's because they got their bag right. You know what I'm saying? So of course they don't need no female to come and do it. They need somebody who obedient. You know what I'm saying? So they need a robot for real. But when you talking about a real man, though, you talking about a real man that's coming from a real situation that's out here. The majority, you gonna need your queen, your black queen, to be there for you, and y'all gonna have to collaborate on some things and help each other get to the top. If that's not the case, you shouldn't even be in the space with the person. If y'all can't collaborate and come together, it ain't your person.
All right, KJ.
That part.
So it sounds like he was talking about, he was with somebody that is with him for his money, and the person know that, and now that person's changing. They really not supporting what they're about, and you definitely end up losing in that circumstance. So it's important. This is about finding somebody that also like you, but just you, not for your resources. And that might not be the woman that got 50 million dudes in her inbox, because she feel like she got lots of choices. That might not, I remember I used to ask my cousin. I said, "Hey man, why you date this?" He's like, "You know that pretty girl like you, but the regular girl, he chase after, maybe 4 or 5. He's like, that way I ain't got to argue with nobody. They gonna like me more." So you lining up against a woman that got a lot of people in her inbox. You can have however much confidence you want, but know what comes with that. So choosing somebody that's gonna be more to your liking, might not have as many options, might do you better than trying to choose somebody that you gotta pay for. Like he said, it's a dog-eat-dog world. I'm speaking from his perspective. Where he was coming from, and you see Corey ain't LL Cool J.
He a bum.
Corey wife ain't gonna be sitting around talking about, I just learned how to live with it and be happy with the women, because Corey ain't built like LL. Corey was
hell no.
Are you LL bashing again? Like we already told you 1, 2, 3, 4 times, but we're not gonna lie.
No LL bashing.
I got
LL just lick them lips and get away with it.
Oh Lord. Anyway.
All right, Stacey.
That's who I'm gonna need you to interview, babe. LL. But yeah, I agree with what y'all been saying. This has really been good. I just think that if you're in the space with somebody, you guys should be great together. And that's basically what it is, and that's all it is. And if you can't, that's not the person for you. That's all.
All right, Tara.
I think you should get with somebody who you're evenly yoked with. And this isn't even a thing that happens. He was making it seem like this girl had no dreams, goals, or ambitions of her own. She wanted dude to be 100% about her, and that's it. He can't be successful if he's catering to you 100%. You not working, now he not working because his only job is take care. This is dumb. This isn't realistic to me unless you are a moron. I feel like you should be able to cater to your woman and keep her happy as she's catering to you and keeping you happy. That Devon or Delon or whatever them two light-skinned people that be doing stuff in the media, I think he acts on some Tyler Perry shows or something with some girl named Zatima or something. Him and his wife seem to have figured this out. Both of them are beautiful people. And I just don't think the way that Corey is explaining this is how most stuff really works. Speaking back to what you said, KJ, my ex-husband told me that once when he tried to get back with me. I was like, absolutely not, Nick. You tried to kill me. He was like, I'm never gonna date another pretty girl again. He said, I'm gonna go get me an ugly bitch. So whenever I decide to come home, she's gonna be happy to see me. So when you said that, that's why I was like, oh my God, somebody actually said, and when he married, you should see it. Lord Jesus, he did what he said he was gonna do. And that's exactly what she do. She be out here so happy just when he come back home. It's a mess, or at least it used to be. I don't, I'm not, the kids are grown, so we don't have to talk anymore. But I really do think that we need to stop. Again, I think he's making the relationship the ops again. He's making it seem like the only choice is for you to preserve yourself. So you already going in with a part of your heart closed, a part of your mind closed, because you're ready for this bitch that Corey's been describing to you. And that's not even what you're dealing with. I think we got to stop with the fear. And if you're going to go ahead and call somebody yours and be with them, walk into it and do everything in open until they show you they'll betray you. We got to stop doing the guilty until innocent in relationships as well with this op stuff. It just doesn't work. Last point. I just want to make sure we all notice that Tony and Ricky left at the same time. All right, go ahead.
All right, man. Look, I ain't gonna do speaking truth because we kind of did some stuff earlier about that. So, hold on. We got a message from Teresa. Now, let me read a message before we get out of here. She says, "I hate topics like this because people take it too far. Pausing things in a moment to take care of your mate is necessary. Stopping your life as a whole is a no, but a relationship is taking care of you."
Absolutely.
All right. About to get out of here. Tara, let them know where they can find you. You got anything coming up?
Just going hard with One Man, One Woman, the podcast on all streaming platforms and YouTube. You can also find me on YouTube as Opinionated Sense, talking about fragrances, not liquor. This is not liquor, fragrances. You can also find me at opinionated_sense on Instagram as well.
All right, Stacey, let them know where they can find you. You got anything coming up?
Oh, I got a lot going on. What's the word? Radio Vision. That's what's up. We're doing a lot with that. I'm working on trying to figure out where I'm building my Chick-fil-A. So I've been training as far as that go. Working with the city, you guys, trying to figure out if I'm finna run for office. I got a lot going on. Been just helping out in the community, doing things, and just being Miss Busy Boss, as always. That part.
Right. KJ, let them know where they can find you. You got anything coming up?
Well, I'm gonna be disappointed. I got nothing coming up between now and the next show. I'm gonna try to get out. Tara, everybody drop some of y'all links in the chat so I can follow what else y'all doing. And make sure that I'm seeing perfumes instead of liquor in the background. Must want to drink.
Louis, let them know where they can find you. You got anything coming up?
Man, y'all already know, man. It's Gateway Louis. Y'all can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, Gateway Lewis. But we got a lot coming up. H&P, Hope and Peace, Miss Queen. We got Tony Armani show, Ambassador. We got the trail ride on the 26th as well. We got What's the Word Radio Vision. All artists, that's out of the Midwest, St. Louis, that's, you know, up on the upcoming, you know, that's trying to get your music played and trying to get tapped in, hit either me, Stacy up, you know what I'm saying, tap into the radio station, man. We can try to tap y'all in. But outside of that, man, we got a lot coming up. Stay posted, Louis.
All right. Now just stay tuned. Y'all already know I'm always doing stuff. I just pop out. So we'll see y'all next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Everybody have a good night. Bars.